everybody, it's Ryan here from Android Coliseum, here to do a bit of a review on the Republic of Gamers phone. So Republic of Gamers, for those of you not sure, this is a brand developed by ASUS specifically for those gaming type people that really want the top end gaming experience. And so they've taken all that and eventually realized a lot of people play on their phones. So here is the Republic of Gamers phone. This is the Snapdragon, what is it, the 845 processor. This has 8 gigs of RAM, 128 gigs of space. There's a lot of stuff on there. Dual front-facing speakers. It's, I think Martin Gay would really love this phone because it has that style. He always has that kind of theming look on his phones. It fits very well. Nice loudspeaker in the back. It's got, like I said, 2 in the front. It's got this interesting little port down here. I don't know if you can see there. Now it's got a really hard rubber in there that you got to really pull out, and it comes with 2 extra spares in the box. So eventually you realize that that's meant to be either be lost or it would just be getting eaten up if you're using it, taking it in and out. And we'll get to what that is for in a bit. It has an LED in the back here. This lights up and glows, and the fingerprint sensor's there. So turn it on. There we go. So we have their kind of style. They're a bit of a modded look to the Zen UI kind of feel to it. I loaded up with a bunch of games, and it's a very cool kind of device. Very snappy, very quick, very everything that you're going to want in a fast gaming device. So in terms of special features, I wonder if I can get into some of these. So it's got this Y-gig dock thing you can get, hence the little adapter thingy. So basically plug it in, then it plugs into a TV for you. It's got X mode. X mode has that lighting up, and you can either have it pulse in a single color or vibrate around a different, different styles. I don't know why that would be that cool, but you see what it did to that screen there, right? So if I take that off, and that goes back to cool mode. X mode, there we go. Very cool, very neat stuff. I'm just gonna get rid of these things here. What else can we show you in here really neatly? HDR, air triggers, I'll show that in a separate video. I think that's something we can really dive into and really play around with. Yeah, there's a lot to go into here. Not a heck of a lot of difference except for that specific game mode stuff. Oops. Let's just dive into a game here. This one I kind of cheated. This was already been up already. Now, the air trigger mode, so if I don't know if you can see, but there's a little connection there, and there's my gaming sort of console. You can do things like speed up. It's optimizing itself so that it basically cleared out memory cache, right? So you can turn off no alerts, lock mode, different macros. You can set up to screen record, live record. But I really like this idea of the air triggers. So the idea basically is there are 2 sensors, if you can see, right there and right there. It's kind of hard to tell. But the idea basically is you can see I can move these around, right? Depending on which, so that's red, that'll be blue. And you can see, so if I get into a game, I'm going to close this off. So I can turn on, put that, and you can have different settings for different games. So right now, you can see wherever I let those things sit, it's doing that kind of cool thing. So then you adjust around based on the game you're playing where those things are, and so you can play and shoot and do whatever, right? It's a little tricky to time it out just right. Let's see, the Wi-Fi isn't so good in this hotel. So let me turn on the air trigger mode. Okay, so I want one of these. That was my scope, and then this was my attack, right? So I'll put that right there. turn that off. All right, and that would be where my scope button was, right? So again, depending on the game, I will play around with that. But I'll end that there. ASUS features, not a lot that, again, we haven't seen on other devices. The biggest thing really is all those game stuff. Now, how does it really last? This is a 4,000 milliamp hour battery, 8 gigs of RAM of storage, or sorry, of RAM. This thing will last a long time playing most games. But the biggest feature of the fact is that because it's made for gamers, they really play around with a lot of accessories. So some of the accessories that come in the box is this thingy, I can't remember what it's called, the Aero something or other. It says the Aero Active Cooler. So it's got a little fan back here. When I put it in, right, not only does it now know to go into rotate mode because it's on, now that lights up instead of the thing it's hiding. But so it kind of slides in place, and you can hear that it's cooling. It's sending out a little fan. Well, not a lot, because not a lot needing to be cooled. But the big advantage is that now that you're in a game mode, you know, you have your 1/8" jack here, your USB port here. If I'm playing, I'm covering them up, especially if I'm, you know, trying to do this. So it'll be very awkward trying to play. So there's your USB, there's your 1/8" jack, so you can plug it in and charge it up while you play. So it kind of feels like a controller. You know, you don't play all your games all you want. And it works really, really, really well. It's a game I really wanted. These all would take a little bit to load up, and you don't want to see loading up screens. But I mean, now this is $1,000, so a little on the expensive side. $1,100 I think is at Best Buy. Compare that to most flagship devices out there, and it's right up there. I mean, but you are getting top of the end. This is 8 gigs, 128 gigs storage. This is a top-end phone made for gaming. Now, if you're really that serious about gaming, you probably are looking at consoles and not, you know, a mobile device. But that's just, I mean, if you are into the ROG stuff, you probably want the same device. Now, how does it translate into being as just a phone? It works fine. I mean, to be honest with you, all the features are still there like a regular one. I'm not super enthused about the camera. I do like how ASUS does have you know, the fact that it lets you know which camera you're on. There's some manufacturers that there's always hard to tell. It's not a great camera compared to what you can get out of there, stuff like the Pixel or the Huawei's, and we won't get into Huawei these days. But really you're buying it for the top end specs so that when you want to sit down and play some PUBG or whatever, or Fortnite, it'll handle it. Now I did have to, you know, tone down from super crazy high quality to just really high quality for both of these. I found Fortnite being a little stuttering, just, I don't know if it's just not optimized or whatever. I mean, it worked a lot better than the iPhone I'm using right now. So this is a really cool phone. It's not that much bigger than like a Pixel 3 XL. Doesn't have a notch, so you can't get that edge to edge, but you're getting quality sound out of it, and that's cool how it lights up. Anyways, that's a really long video. I'm gonna try to do some intellectual things specifically on it, and I'll let you know what I think in a full article. If you have any questions, by all means, let me know. Thanks, everybody.